After 60, walking feels like the safest exercise. Most doctors recommend it. Most seniors trust it. But a 2024 NIH-linked AI meta-analysis reviewing health records of more than 1.2 million adults over age 60 found that nearly 68% experienced preventable physical decline tied to just one overlooked daily factor: loss of muscle, balance, and metabolic efficiency working together. Not disease, not genetics, daily habits. By reviewing clinical trials, gait lab motion tracking, and muscle activation scans, surgeons identified 5 simple exercises that protect joints, improve balance, and reduce fall risk markers better than walking alone. This matters because falls remain the leading cause of injury-related deaths in adults over 65, and muscle loss after 60 doesn't happen loudly. It happens silently. Miss these movements and weakness builds even if you walk every day. That's why geriatric rehabilitation programs are now prioritizing these exercises alongside walking, not instead of it. Stay with me, because exercise number 3 activates a muscle most seniors never train, yet it plays a major role in staying upright and independent. This could change how your body ages. Why does this happen so fast? Researchers at the National Institute on Aging, including geriatric specialist Dr. Stephanie Studensky, found that once lower body strength and balance drop below a critical threshold, the body enters what they call a functional free fall, a rapid cascade where mobility, circulation, and confidence all deteriorate together. Pause. Does this sound familiar? Feeling unsteady rising from a chair? Walking slower without realizing it, accepting it as just aging? Here's the truth: this decline is not inevitable. Surgeon-reviewed, research-backed interventions have been shown to restore stability, rebuild strength, and protect independence even after age 70. And they don't require gyms, medications, or extreme effort. This video exists for one reason: to stop preventable decline before it steals daily freedom, and to show exactly what science now proves works. This warning does not come from one lab. It comes from many across countries, cultures, and medical systems. In 2023, researchers at the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health analyzed multiple randomized trials involving adults over 60 and found something striking. Seniors who followed structured strength and balance interventions reduced their fall risk by approximately 42% compared to those who relied on walking alone. Not months later, not years later, within 1 year. At the Mayo Clinic, neurologists and physical medicine specialists reported similar results. A 2024 Mayo Clinic Proceedings review showed that targeted neuromuscular training, programs that retrain how muscles and nerves communicate, improved gait stability and step reaction time in as little as 8 to 12 weeks. That means steadier walking, faster reflexes, and fewer missteps. Is this just an American finding? Not at all. Long-term Japanese longevity studies from Okinawa and the Tokyo Metropolitan Institute of Gerontology observed that older adults who practiced daily low-impact movement routines maintained independence well into their 80s and 90s, with significantly lower rates of mobility-related disability. These findings were reinforced in the Journal of Gerontology, which linked consistent functional movement to preserved activities of daily living, often called ADLs. According to Dr. Stephanie Studensky of the National Institute on Aging, when multiple institutions reach the same conclusion, it signals something powerful. The body's decline is modifiable, not fixed. Different countries, different methods, the same message. And that consistency is exactly why the next steps matter. Now, this is where it becomes personal, because the science does not live in a laboratory. It shows up in your daily moments. Do your legs feel weaker when standing up from a chair? Do stairs demand more effort than they did 5 years ago? Have you noticed yourself reaching for walls, railings, or furniture just in case?
According to the National Institute on Aging, subtle changes like slower walking speed, reduced step height, and hesitation during turns are often the first measurable signs of functional decline, long before a fall ever happens. Most older adults assume this is normal aging. That belief is the real enemy. A behavioral aging report from Dr. Catherine Callahan at Harvard Medical School found that seniors who believed weakness was inevitable were 37% less likely to take corrective action, despite having the physical capacity to improve. In other words, the body could adapt, but the mindset stopped it. The CDC confirms this pattern. Their aging surveillance data shows that mobility loss often begins quietly, then accelerates once confidence drops. Fear leads to less movement leads to faster decline. It becomes a loop. But here is the critical truth. If you are watching this and thinking, that sounds like me, you are not broken, you are early. And early is exactly when change works best. The next section explains why the right interventions, done consistently, interrupt this decline, and how small, daily actions can protect strength, balance, and independence far longer than most people realize. What happens next is where everything changes. Because the decline just described is not reversed by random effort. It responds to specific actions applied in the right order, backed by science, not trends. Over the next several minutes, this video will break down 5 proven interventions ranked carefully from supportive to transformational. Each one builds on the last. Miss one and the results weaken. Follow them in sequence and the body responds faster than most people expect. Why a countdown? According to behavioral research from Dr. B.J. Fogg at Stanford University, structured, step-based frameworks improve follow-through by up to 60%, especially in adults over 60. The brain engages more deeply when progress feels clear and achievable. These are not extreme workouts. They are low-impact, joint-safe, and designed around how aging muscles, nerves, and balance systems actually function. A 2024 review in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy found that seniors who followed progressive, ranked movement plans showed greater adherence and better outcomes than those given all instructions at once. Less overwhelm, more results. And yes, number 1 is the most powerful. It targets the exact mechanism that predicts future falls, hospitalizations, and loss of independence, according to the National Institute on Aging. So stay with this. Each item will explain what to do, why it works, and how quickly benefits appear, often within weeks. Because when the right solution meets the right timing, aging does not speed up, it stabilizes. This countdown is not arranged for drama, it is arranged for biology. Each item is placed in a deliberate order based on how the aging body adapts. Muscles first, then nerves, then balance, then metabolic efficiency. According to systems aging research, the body responds best when support structures are rebuilt before advanced challenges are introduced. That is why this list starts with the most supportive intervention and progresses toward the most protective and powerful. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that seniors who address foundational strength and coordination first experience faster gains and lower injury risk than those who jump straight to advanced routines. Similarly, a 2022 analysis in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that sequencing movement interventions improved neuromuscular adaptation by nearly 30% compared to randomized programs. Why does this matter? Because the aging nervous system relies on pattern recognition. When movements are introduced in the right sequence, the brain relearns stability faster, a process known as neuroplastic carryover. This is also why the countdown builds suspense naturally. Each item answers one question, then raises the next. It keeps attention focused, effort.
Why does this ability disappear with age? Because balance is controlled by a 3-part system: the inner ear, the eyes, and the sensory nerves in the feet and legs. As aging slows nerve signaling, the brain receives delayed information. That delay, often just milliseconds, is enough to turn a slip into a fall. This is where single-leg balance holds become critical. At the Mayo Clinic, a 2024 neuromotor rehabilitation review showed that seniors who practiced static balance holds improved postural stability by 34 to 41% within 6 to 8 weeks, even without added strength training. The key was consistency, not duration. Is this just theory? No, A 2022 study published in the Journal of Gerontology Medical Sciences followed older adults in community settings and found that daily balance exercises reduced fall incidence by nearly 35%, particularly when combined with lower body strength work, exactly why this appears after chair squats in the countdown. How to apply this safely. Stand near a wall or countertop for support. Lift one foot slightly off the ground. Keep eyes forward, posture tall. Hold for 5 to 10 seconds. Switch sides. Perform 2 to 3 rounds daily. For added progression, researchers at the University of Sydney's Balance Research Lab recommend reducing hand support gradually or closing the eyes briefly, only once confidence improves. Safety notes. Always practice near support. Stop if dizziness occurs. Wear flat, non-slip footwear. According to Dr. Stephanie Studensky at the National Institute on Aging, balance training works best when introduced before fear sets in, because confidence itself plays a measurable role in neuromuscular response time. Expected timeline. Week 1 to 2, improved body awareness. Week 3 to 4, longer hold times, less wobble. Week 6 to 8, faster correction during slips. This exercise does more than prevent falls. It reconnects the brain to the body, and once that connection strengthens, the body is ready for the next layer, one that improves reaction speed and protective reflexes, even when balance is suddenly challenged. Exercise 3. Slow, controlled push-ups. When falls become dangerous, it is often not the fall itself that causes the injury. It is the body's inability to protect itself on the way down. This is where upper body strength and reaction control become life-saving, and why slow, controlled push-ups earn their place as exercise 3. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, wrist fractures, shoulder injuries, and head trauma account for a large percentage of fall-related hospitalizations in adults over 60. The common factor is simple: weakened arms and delayed protective reflexes. A 2024 study from the University of Colorado School of Medicine, published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity, found that seniors with stronger upper body pushing capacity were 41% less likely to sustain serious injury during a fall. The reason is biomechanics. When the arms can absorb force gradually, impact on the head and hips drops significantly. Slow push-ups performed against a wall, countertop, or sturdy surface train exactly this ability. Unlike fast movements, slow push-ups enhance eccentric muscle control, meaning muscles lengthen under tension. This type of control is critical during real-world slips, when the body must decelerate itself, not collapse. At the Cleveland Clinic, rehabilitation specialist Dr. Kelly Vargo explains that controlled upper body loading improves protective extension responses, the instinctive arm reactions that occur during a loss of balance. These responses slow with age, but research shows they remain highly trainable. Is this about building big muscles?
Push-up training teaches the body how to respond when balance fails. Together, they form a safety net. A 2022 AI-assisted movement analysis from Johns Hopkins Medicine showed that seniors who combined balance drills with controlled upper body strengthening demonstrated faster arm deployment during simulated slips, often milliseconds sooner. Those milliseconds matter. How to apply this safely? Stand facing a wall or countertop. Hands shoulder-width apart, body straight, core gently engaged. Lower slowly for 4 seconds. Press up for 2 seconds. Start with 6 to 10 repetitions once daily. For individuals with shoulder arthritis, physical therapists at Mayo Clinic recommend limiting depth and maintaining elbow alignment to reduce joint stress. Safety notes. No breath holding. Stop if sharp pain occurs. Keep neck neutral. According to Dr. Stephanie Studensky of the National Institute on Aging, upper body training becomes increasingly important after age 65 because it compensates for slower lower body responses during unexpected movement. Expected timeline. Week 1 to 2, improved arm endurance. Week 3 to 4, better control during reaching or bracing. Week 6 to 8,
faster protective reflexes. This movement does not just strengthen muscles, it buys time. Time for the body to react, brace, and prevent serious injury. Exercise 2. By this stage, strength has improved, balance is sharper, protective reflexes are awake. Now comes the factor that quietly predicts how long independence lasts: gait speed. In geriatric medicine, walking speed is not considered fitness, it is considered a vital sign. According to the National Institute on Aging, even a small decline in gait speed strongly predicts future falls, hospitalization, and loss of independence within 2 to 4 years. One of the most effective ways to restore safe gait mechanics is heel-to-toe walking, also called tandem gait. This movement forces the brain, nerves, and muscles to communicate with precision, step by step. A 2023 study from Harvard Medical School, led by neurologist Dr. Louis Lipsitz, found that adults over 65 who practiced structured gait drills improved walking speed by 18% and reduced stumble-related incidents by nearly 30% within 10 weeks. The improvement was not just muscular, it was neurological. Why does this work? Because heel-to-toe walking challenges the central pattern generators in the spinal cord, neural circuits that control rhythmic movement. Aging slows these signals. Tandem walking retrains them. At the Mayo Clinic, a 2024 gait rehabilitation review showed that seniors who improved gait precision also demonstrated faster reaction time when navigating obstacles, such as uneven pavement or sudden turns. This matters because most real-world falls do not happen standing still, they happen while moving. Is this just about walking in a straight line? No. A 2022 AI-assisted mobility study from the University of Pittsburgh, published in the Journals of Gerontology, found that heel-to-toe walking significantly improved dual task performance, the ability to walk while thinking, turning, or reacting. That is critical because daily life rarely involves movement without distraction. Why this comes after upper body training. By exercise 2, the body already has stronger legs, better balance awareness, faster protective reflexes. Now, gait training integrates all systems together. According to Dr. Stephanie Studensky at the National Institute on Aging, restoring gait speed is often the turning point where seniors move from cautious to confident, which further reduces fall risk by breaking the fear avoidance cycle. How to apply this safely? Stand near a wall or hallway rail. Place heel directly in front of toes. Walk slowly for 10 to 15 steps. It reconnects thinking and movement, a skill that protects you in crowds, on stairs, and in unfamiliar spaces. Exercise 1. Sit to stand power bursts. This is the one that changes outcomes, not slowly, not gradually, but decisively. What separates seniors who recover from a stumble from those who fall is not endurance. It is power, the ability to generate force quickly. Medically, this is known as fast-twitch muscle activation. According to the National Institute on Aging, fast-twitch muscle fibers decline twice as fast as slow-twitch fibers after age 60. That loss directly affects reaction speed, how fast the legs can push, correct, or stabilize when balance is suddenly challenged. A landmark 2024 NIH-supported study, led by geriatric researcher Dr. Roger Fielding at Tufts University, found that seniors who trained muscle power, not just strength, reduced serious fall injuries by nearly 50% over 12 months compared to those doing slow resistance alone. The difference was not muscle size, it was speed of activation. This is why sit-to-stand power bursts rank as exercise 1. Unlike traditional chair squats, which build control, power bursts retrain the body to stand quickly and safely, mimicking real-world emergencies, catching balance, rising after a stumble, or pushing off to avoid a fall. At the Mayo Clinic, a 2025 physical performance review recorded that older adults who practiced rapid sit-to-stand movements improved lower body power output by 35 to 40% within 6 to 10 weeks, even when total exercise time remained under 10 minutes per day. Why does this work so well? Because power training stimulates the neuromuscular junction, the communication site between nerves and muscles. Aging weakens this signal. Fast, controlled movements restore it. A 2023 AI-assisted analysis from Johns Hopkins Medicine, published in JAMA Network Open, showed that seniors with higher leg power demonstrated faster corrective steps during simulated slips, often correcting posture milliseconds earlier. Those milliseconds are the difference between a near miss and a fracture. Is this dangerous? Not when done correctly. How to apply this safely? Use a stable chair against a wall. Sit tall, feet shoulder-width apart. Stand up as quickly as possible without jumping. Sit back down slowly and under control. Begin with 3 to 5 repetitions, once daily. Progress gradually to 8 to 10 reps. Physical therapists at Cleveland Clinic emphasize that the downward phase must remain slow. Speed goes up, not down. Safety notes. Stop if dizziness or knee pain appears. Use arm rests initially if needed. Focus on smooth speed, not force. According to Dr. Stephanie Studensky of the National Institute on Aging, leg power, not leg strength, is the strongest physical predictor of whether an older adult can recover from a sudden loss of balance. Strength helps you move. Power saves you. Expected timeline. Week 1 to 2, faster standing confidence. Week 3 to 5, noticeable reaction speed. Week 6 to 10, stronger recovery from missteps. This is why this movement comes last. It relies on strength from exercise 5, balance from exercise 4, reflex readiness from exercise 3, and coordination from exercise 2. Together, they create something powerful. A body that can react, not freeze. A body that can correct, not collapse. And that is how independence is protected. Not by avoiding.
Exercise 5 rebuilt foundational leg strength. Exercise 4 restored body awareness and balance control. Exercise 3 trained protective reflexes. Exercise 2 reconnected thinking and walking. And Exercise 1 reactivated fast twitch power, the final safety layer. According to a 2024 review in the Journal of Gerontology Medical Sciences, seniors who addressed all 5 domains showed significantly lower rates of falls, mobility loss, and hospitalization compared to those who focused on only one area. Not perfection, coverage. So, where should you begin? Start with one movement today. Not all 5, just one. Behavioral research from Stanford University shows that starting small increases long-term adherence by over 60%, especially in older adults managing fear or past setbacks. Momentum matters more than intensity. If you want a simple starting point, begin with chair squats or balance holds. Build confidence, then layer the rest gradually. Now here is the most important part. Aging does not take independence overnight. It takes it quietly, through missed signals and delayed reactions. But science now confirms something powerful. Decline is modifiable. If this information was helpful, share which movement surprised you most in the comments. That helps others find this message sooner. And if protecting mobility, balance, and independence matters to you, consider subscribing for future research-backed guidance. Because the goal is not just to live longer, it is to stay steady, capable, and in control for as long as possible.